Good afternoon, everybody. If you're following along with all of our sessions today, I'm back. We let Danny have one. He always has to at least control one of these things, but he's giving control back to me, and I'm here today to introduce our friends from Agriculture and Agri-food. So just as a reminder, if you haven't tuned into the previous sessions or if you've forgotten, we are taking questions for our presenters through Slido. So if you go to slido.com, that's SLIDO.com, and put in the code ACFO-ACAF, you can pose questions to our presenters. With that, I'm going to step out of the way and turn the floor over to our friends from Agriculture and Agri-food. We've got Mireille here with us today, and she's going to walk us through a brief presentation. So it is over to you.
Thank you, Joe. So my name is Mireille Fong, and I am a manager. I'm the manager of Financial Community Services at Agriculture and Agri-Foods Canada. So thank you for joining me today and for your interest in AAFC. So my presentation will be in English, but I'm happy to answer questions in French. Slide 2. Okay, so Agriculture and Agri-Foods Canada, Agri-Food Canada, AAFC for short, supports the Canadian agriculture and agri-food sector through initiatives that promote innovation and competitiveness. We are a medium-sized department with just under 5,000 FTEs. We undertake agricultural research in our 20 research centres across Canada. We provide programs to support Canadian farmers, food producers, and food transformers. We offer trade services to support the agricultural industry. Slide 3. The department has an annual budget of 2.5 billion with diverse activities such as regional operations, grants and contributions, vote netted revenue, revolving fund, and real property. Slide 4. So the Finance Directorate within the Corporate Management Branch, headed by our ADM CFO, Christine Walker, supports different branches of the department and external stakeholders by providing timely, robust, and relevant financial information, services, and advice. We have about 200 employees. There are 5 divisions in the directorate with 5 directors. Most of our staff work in Ottawa at our national headquarter office, which is located on Baseline Road at Merivale. We also have some staff in Winnipeg, Montreal, and Regina. And currently, all of our staff is working from home. Slide 5, please. We have several units in the Finance Directorate. We have the common units that exist in most other departments. And we also have some less common ones like attestation, recipient audit, and accounts receivable. We currently have some FI2 openings in the costing and estimates and external reporting units. We're looking for at-level FI2s interested in a transfer or a secondment. Bilingual candidates are preferred with BBB levels. The Financial Systems Unit is also looking for FI2s and FI3s who are familiar with several SAP modules, specifically the business processes of several modules, to act as intermediaries between the users and the financial systems team during the upgrade to SAP S/4HANA. And we're also accepting CVs from substantive FI1s all the way to FI4s interested in at-level deployments for future opportunities in all of the units listed on this page. Okay, and slide 6, please. So some of the benefits of working for AAFC are we're one of Canada's best diversity employers. We support employee career development. We support the CPA designation through our in-house FI development program, which is similar to the Ford program. So we have, like, at any time we have about 15 candidates that are enrolled in this FIDP program, and we offer them rotational experiences in different units across the Finance Directorate, and we make sure that they get the experience required for the CPA designation. We were one of few departments that has pre-approved position, they're not positions. We have pre-approved work assignments with CPA Ontario, So we have seven work assignments that are approved with CPA Ontario. We have parking available at a reasonable price at our national headquarter location at Baseline in Maryvale. Excuse me. It's about $80 a month. We're located on OC Transpo bus routes 80 and 88. We're located right next door to a Walmart superstore. Across the street, there's a Loblaws and a Starbucks. We also have a private gym that's located in the complex. It costs $30 a month to be a member, and you don't have to go outside to get to the gym in the middle of the winter. So that's a handy thing to have. Next page, please. Okay, so given that we're other benefits of working for AAFC, given that we're a directorate that has 200 employees in several work units, there are frequent opportunities to move around and try different areas. We have a finance events committee that is made up of finance employees who volunteer their time to organize some fun events for staff. For example, this week they've organized 3 social events. We're going to have a virtual pumpkin carving contest, a virtual costume contest, and a Halloween trivia contest. Before COVID, we would have like an annual obstacle course event, Christmas parties, bake sales. So those are always fun things to participate in. We have the department has a number of networks, including a manager network and a diversity and inclusion network. We're always striving for ways to improve our work environment, aiming to be an employer of choice. For example, we take the results of the Public Service Employee Survey very seriously. For the last 3 years, we've created a task team to review the survey results just for the Finance Directorate and to make recommendations to senior management to make improvements. Senior management usually implements most of the recommendations that are put forth by the task team. Like, for example, pre-COVID, one of the recommendations was to allow employees to telework, and senior management implemented this, allowing employees to work from home one day per week. But this was all pre-COVID, and COVID kind of threw that out the window, and now we're all working from home full time. So it'll be revised once we do return to the office. Next slide, please. So thank you for your interest in AAFC. I'm happy to take any questions. If you're interested in any of the positions that I mentioned earlier, please send your CV to the following email address with a mention of which position or unit that you are interested in. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much for that, Mioi. So we will take some questions. I'll get Slido up on the screen for folks in just 1 second here. But while I do that, I know the first one that's come in, and it's a question I think every department has been asked. It was interesting in your presentation, actually. It was refreshing to see people talk about the benefits of the workplace, like the gym and the parking and the access to Starbucks. But people are wondering about what the plans are there plans in place for access to telework following when the return to the workplace happens? What sort of expectations would there be for continuing telework that way?
Well, since COVID has, since we've all been working from home, since COVID started, I think it's been proven that, you know, most of the work can be done from home effectively, and senior management will certainly be revising the policy on working from home. Okay, great.
Next question there is what sort of access to training do you have? What sort of professional development or training opportunities? You mentioned some of the work around the CPA designation, but are there other PD programs or access to training that you get as an employee of the department?
Well, we encourage employees to take training offered by ACFO, by the union, FMI training. I'm trying to think of CPA Canada, CPA Ontario. Senior management is open to any type of training that is related to the employee's work or to their career path. So they are very open to paying for training of all sorts. There's also training. We also have something I should mention is that in-house we have two language instructors that teach English and French. So we have in-house group sessions, virtual groups. They're all being done virtual right now. So we have virtual group training sessions, and we also offer individual training to some employees.
That's great. That's a neat initiative for sure. Can you talk a little bit about, you said it's sort of a medium-sized department. What kind of advancement opportunities do your members get, or do your employees have access to at the department?
Well, there's always, there's always some movement. Sometimes people leave the department. So whenever there's an opening, what we do is we do a call out to all staff, advising of the opportunity. So, for example, if there's an FI3 opening, we'll do a call out to all staff, inviting FI3s that are currently at level and FI2s looking for an acting to apply. In fact, we're going to be having two competitions for FI3 and an FI4 position in the next few months. So there are always some opportunities for advancement.
That's great. And this is a question that we heard earlier as well. I think it's especially important given sort of the focus on remote work for the time being with the pandemic. Can you walk us a little bit through about the onboarding process? So what happens when someone joins the department, particularly comes, from another department, moves over to yours? What is the onboarding process like for a new employee?
Okay, well, usually the manager will get in contact with the new employee. We have a new employee guide that explains, how to access certain things, how to access systems, where to find certain information, a map of the complex, things like that. So like we call it a welcome guide for employees. So the manager will get in touch with the employee as well, and then they will provide, either the manager or one of the supervisors or a colleague will provide on-the-job training. A lot of the entry-level positions have documented procedures. I know that's something that's heavily encouraged in our directorate. So a lot of the entry-level, the FI1, FI2 positions have a lot of documentation. So there's always that you can refer to.
That's great. And I'll just remind folks, we can take questions. We do have another 8 or so minutes in this session. So if you do have more questions, please get them in. I'm going to ask you the next two questions together, because I think one can be answered fairly quickly. And then the other one is one of my favorite questions, and I'm surprised we haven't seen it yet today. So the first quick question is, do you use SAP? And the other question is, what is your favorite thing about working at AAFC?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so yes, we are using SAP. And we are like other departments, we're moving to SAP S4 HANA in the upcoming years. My favorite thing about working at AFC, well, I really like the people that I work with. There's some nice people that I work with. It's a friendly work environment. What else do I enjoy? I like the fact that the gym is in the building. That's handy. I like the convenience of some of the stores nearby, like the Walmart Superstore. I like the opportunities that are available within the department, within the directorate. There's like if you're looking for a change, there are always some opportunities to move around. There's often call outs. So, if you've done your job, if you've been in a position for 2 or 3 years and you're looking for something, for some varied experience, there's always some opportunities.
That's great. We have a question here. It gets into some nitty-gritty stuff, so I'm not sure how well you'd be able to answer this, but generally speaking, is a CPA designation or bilingualism required for positions at the FI3 and above level?
CPA is not required. It's often an asset requirement now, but not an essential qualification. Bilingualism, yes, we have a few unilingual FI3 positions, but I think they're all occupied. Most of our FI3s are supervisors, so therefore we require that they have BBB.
All right, and it looks like your ruthless efficiency with answering questions. You've answered them all so quickly. I think everybody's gone off to the website now to start submitting their CVs because we're out of questions. So at that point, I'd like just to say thank you, Mireille, for sparing a few minutes to talk to us today and make a compelling case on behalf of agriculture and agri-food. As a reminder to our attendees, you can go onto the ACFO website and find a CV template, as well as the email address that Mireille showed during her presentation. Oh, we got one more question sneaks in. Okay, yes. We can take one more question. Mireille, I'll throw it over to you. And actually, the question is en français, so perhaps I'll let you just read it aloud yourself, and it'll probably be a lot more intelligible than if I tried to do it. So the next question, can you see the question on the screen there?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Perfect.
Est-ce qu'un FI1 peut faire du acting FI2 s'il est inscrit au programme Ford? So can an FI1 do some FI2 acting if they're in the Ford program? And I believe the answer is yes. Yes, they can. Yeah, I believe the answer is yes.
Okay, great. And we did get one more question in about just if you could go over again the FI2 positions that might be available.
Sure.
Right now.
Yes, I can do that. Let me just bring up my slide. Okay, so we have FI2 openings in two different units. The first unit is called costing, and the second unit, just a sec here, hold on a sec. Yeah, so yeah, one FI2 in costing, and the other one is in estimates and external reporting. And then we're looking for an FI1s and FI2s and FI3s in financial systems. So someone who's familiar with more than one SAP module.
That's great. So friends, you have your marching orders, you know the positions that are available, you've got the email addresses on the website. With that, Mireille, thank you very much for your time today, for participating in this career fair. You can find more information on the website, including an email address to talk to send your information into the department. With that, our last session of the day is going to be at 3:30 with CSIS, which is going to be very interesting for everybody. Mireille, thanks very much again for your time today, and have yourself a great day.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for organizing this.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thanks very much.
Bye.